Today we're going to do a quick review of Google Sheets, a spreadsheet program. Many of the things that are mentioned today will also apply to Microsoft Excel. To begin a new Google Sheet, you can simply type in the Omni box sheets.new, or you can click the Apps Launcher, find Sheets, and click to open a new sheet. Okay, we're just going to get a blank one. Much of what you see looks very much the same as Google Docs or when you're in Excel, Microsoft Word. We'll open up an Excel sheet in just a minute. So if you're going to give your spreadsheet a name, that's where you click. And then if you wanted to organize it, you click the file folder icon to organize it in your drive, just like you do with a Google Doc. You have different tabs that have menus down below. This is where it's a little different from Microsoft. So when you look at the menus, take a look at the different tools and things that you have available. That's a great way to learn the program because then you will know where things are and what's available. In the toolbar here, you have some basic formatting tools. You can insert links, you can shade or fill cells, you can add borders, you can adjust alignment. You can also adjust alignment from top to bottom. So if your row is taller, then you can have it appear right there in the middle or at the top or at the bottom, however you want to do that. I'm going to undo Control Z. You can add comments in Sheets. You can use functions, and here are some of the basic functions, and then you can see all of the functions that are available. So you can see how it can get pretty complicated. When you enter information in a cell, the one you've clicked in is the active cell. So if you need to select something, you need to click right in the middle of that cell. If you mouse over the edge of a selection, you'll see your cursor change. In Sheets, it's the hand, so you could move it to a different place. The handle in the corner of the box around the active cell is called the fill handle. And when you mouse over that one, you get the fill down tool. So you can select and copy things down. In Excel, you can do things a little differently, and I'm going to show you about that as well. When you need to delete information, you can select it and then hit Delete key on your keyboard, not backspace delete. If you want to change the font, of course, you can choose all of the regular Google fonts, the font style and size. You can use the regular information where you bold and italicize. Then, of course, you can change your text color. That's pretty good with, that's the undo, that's the redo. That's pretty good with Google Sheets. Let's look at a Microsoft Excel window. Remember, one of the primary differences with Google and Microsoft is that you need to save your work in Microsoft. It does not do it automatically very often. I think the default is about every 10 minutes. So if it crashed within that 10-minute period, you could lose a lot of work. So it's a good idea to always file, save as, tell the computer where you want to store it. Typically, we do our home drive inside our Stewart folder, give the file a name, and then hit save. And then when you're working, you can work a little bit and then just hit save, and your changes will be kept if something were to happen to your program or your computer. Up at the top, you have tabs. When you click a new tab, you have new tools in the ribbon. So that's different from from Google, where you have a menu or a list. So new tools appear in the ribbon. When you click like the Insert tab, you can see the new tools that appear: Draw, Page Layout, Formulas, Data, Review, view, and then there's a help command as well as a tell me box. So if you need to find a certain tool, you can click here and type that out, and Excel will more than likely help you out. Most of the time, what you need will be on the Home tab in our class, but we will also use some of the formulas or functions, which many of them can be found down here. One of the key things that students sometimes get confused about, if you have a long line of text, it looks like it doesn't fit in cell A1, and it looks like it goes all the way over to D1. And sometimes students will type a little bit and move to a new cell so that there's room. That's actually not the way you need to do it. So when you want to select in Excel, you need that white plus sign. Click right in the middle. And then you can check in cell B1 and look in the formula bar. There's nothing actually in B1. So if we wanted to type something, then the other text is hidden. Okay, so make sure that you look at the formula bar. You can always adjust using the column width tool. You can drag your columns out, or you can double click to expand it to the longest line of text. So when you want to select with Excel, click in the middle. If you need to use the fill handle, it's the same exact thing as in Google. Drag it. And if you need to move it, you mouse over the edge, but instead of a hand, like you see in Google, you see the move tool. So, but it's the same basic thing. Now, remember I told you that the fill handle does a few extra things in Excel. So if you type something that's typically part of a list, like the days of the week, you can drag the fill handle and it will fill in the list or the series for you. If that's not what you wanted, you can say, oh, I just wanted you to copy the cells. Or you can say, well, except I only need the weekdays, not the weekends. So you can have options by clicking this options box here by the fill handle. All right. When you need to look at how a page would be printed, you can click the third view button down on the right, and you could make it fit. So right now it looks like it would print on 2 pages, page 1 and page 2. If we wanted it to print on the same page, we can drag that dividing line right there, and then it would print all on the same page. So that gives you some flexibility there. The middle view button lets you add your header. That is not available in Google. And then normal is where we do our work. Okay, guys, I know that was a very quick review. Remember that where you put your cursor matters. If you have that tool, that moves it, right? If you grab the fill handle, it copies it. If you want to select, you have to click right in the middle. Okay. All right. Good job, you guys.